Buzu crew, it's your art teacher, Mr. Guera, and today we're creating a legendary ladybug design worthy of its own Buzu Trading Card. Just check out this finished piece. Clean shapes, bold spots, and tons of character, making this awesome work of art not just cool, but collectible! And paired with this creative creature is Buzu Trading Card number 31, Ladybug Bitsy. She may be small, but don't let that fool you. This little lady packs the kind of power that will leave you seeing spots. Bitsy isn't just any bug. She's an anatomy-powered insect who literally throws herself into each and every battle and somehow makes it look cute. This legendary ladybug has detachable elytra, which can be used for both offense and defense, all of which contribute to her anatomy classification. And since ladybugs are actually brightly decorated beetles, Bitsy gets the animal classification as well. For this project, you will need a black sheet of paper. I'm using a strong poster board-like paper called railroad board. A red sheet of paper, a white coloring pencil, a permanent black marker, a large circle tracer. This one is the lid to a coffee container, and also a small circle tracer. This one's the lid to a mason jar. A pair of scissors, 2 googly eyes, and a bottle of glue. You can find links to all of these art supplies in the description below. All right, Buzu crew, let's build this bug. Start with your black sheet of paper and grab your white coloring pencil. Go ahead and trace one large circle and one smaller circle using your tracers. Now notice where I placed mine, right in the corner. And that's not by accident. That's what we call a pro-level move. Using your paper wisely so you get the most out of your materials. You're part of the Buzu crew now, and we don't waste, we create with purpose. Once your circles are traced, carefully cut them out. Take your time. No rush. It doesn't have to be perfect, but this is your chance to level up those cutting skills. Smooth edges today, expert hands tomorrow. So now that you've got your 2 circles, set the leftover paper to the side, but don't toss it because we're not done with it yet. Instead, grab your glue bottle and remember, dot, dot, not a lot. Add some glue to the smaller circle and place it right on top of the larger one, overlapping slightly. Press it down nice and firm for about 10 seconds. Give it that stick-to-it kind of commitment. Now let's bring back that leftover paper. I told you we weren't done. Cut a thin rectangular strip from the side. Now take your black strip of poster board and fold it twice. Then cut off both ends. This will result in 4 smaller poster board rectangles of about equal size. Repeat this exact same process, which will of course result in another 4 mini rectangles, giving you a total of 8. But since these are going to be the legs for our ladybug, we'll only be needing 6 of them, so you can discard 2. Grab the leftover black paper again and cut another thin rectangular strip. But this time, cut the strip in half. These 2 pieces are about to become your ladybug's antennae, with a literal twist. Take your white coloring pencil and tightly wrap one end of the antenna strip around it until you get about halfway down. Hold on to it for a second and then slide it off carefully and boom! Instant curly antenna magic. Now repeat the same thing with the second piece so your ladybug can have matching antennae. Go ahead and glue those 6 legs onto the larger circle, 3 on each side. And don't forget to space them out so your ladybug looks balanced and ready to crawl or climb or strike a dramatic pose. Glue both antennae onto the smaller circle, which is your ladybug's head. Try angling them outward for a little extra personality and some of that dramatic bug energy. And while you let your glue dry, let's get to our first fun fact. Previously, I mentioned that ladybugs have special protective wings called elytra. These are what give ladybugs their colors. They're the harder, outer wings that act like tiny shields or armor to protect the delicate flight wings folded underneath. And did you catch that I said colors? Yep. There are over 5,000 species of ladybugs all around the world, and they come in all kinds of colors like yellow, orange, black, and even pink, with different spot patterns or sometimes no spots at all. Pretty amazing for such a tiny little bug, right? Now, normally I may save the best for last kind of guy, but I'm not so sure this time because Ladybug Bitsy's first special ability is called Shell Shock. Her shell goes flying, bonks the opponent, and comes right back like a perfectly trained boomerang. Now that's a whole different kind of ladylike behavior. Next, grab your red sheet of paper and your large circle tracer because now we're going to be making the elytra. Fold your red paper in half and trace the large circle once near the corner of the folded paper. That way, when you cut it out, you'll get two perfectly matched circles at the same time. Okay, now while keeping that paper folded, carefully cut out your circle. When you open it up, surprise! Two red circles ready to become those iconic ladybug wing coverings. Take both of your red circles and carefully fold them in half so they become semicircles, or as some artists prefer to call them, tiny paper tacos. I mean, because that's what they look like, but please, don't add salsa. 4 sides with 4 circles. In total, there are 4 sides that, when you're finished, will be facing up. At first, knowing which sides to draw on can be a little bit confusing, so if you're feeling unsure, here is a bit of advice from your art teacher. As a pro tip, I suggest drawing each of your circles with a pencil first before using your permanent black marker. That way, you can first see if you've placed the circles on the correct sides before putting on markings that you can't remove. And on each of those sides, draw your 4 circles about the size of a quarter. When using the permanent marker, be sure to fill in each circle completely. So take the time needed to do the best and most complete job you can. Those bright red shells with black spots aren't just there to make the ladybugs look stylish. They're actually a warning sign to predators that say, bad idea. Think again, buddy. And if something still tries to eat them, ladybugs can release a stinky yellow liquid from their legs that tastes really bad to birds and other animals. So basically, tiny bug, huge stay away energy. Which brings us to Ladybug Bitsy's second special ability, potent pollen. Instead of wasting that powerful stink defense, Bitsy has learned how to make it into concentrated pollen pellets. So now that we've officially learned that ladybugs are adorable little defense experts, let's get back to our artwork. Now it's time to attach the elytra. Glue your red wings onto the body at a slight angle so there's a small black triangular space showing in the middle. That little space helps create the illusion that the wings can actually open and close just like a real ladybug. That's pretty sweet, right? Time to get out your googly eyes. Of course, you're just going to need 2 for this project. Place just a little bit of glue on the back of each of your googly eyes. Just a dot, and gently hold them in place very still for about 10 seconds. No sliding around. This little detail is really going to be what makes your ladybug come to life, or at least starts looking suspiciously adorable. And there you have it.
I did it.
Congratulations! A likable ladybug art project that's colorful, creative, and sure to please. Remember, real ladybugs don't just come in red. You can find species with orange, yellow, black with red dots, even pink ones. And if you do choose to make more than one, in a way, you're creating Ladybug Bitsy's third special ability. It's called Cluster Fluster. When opponents think they finally got Bitsy to back down, surprise! She creates the illusion of multiplying herself into an entire swarm of confusing copies, which actually connects perfectly with our final fun fact. Did you know that a group of ladybugs is called a loveliness? That's a real term, honestly. It might be one of the most adorable group names in the entire animal kingdom. So during the colder months, large groups of ladybugs sometimes gather together in huge clusters to stay warm and protected. You might even spot an entire loveliness resting together on trees, leaves, or even the sides of buildings. And just like that, Buzu crew, we've created another artistic masterpiece. And during this lesson, we learned all kinds of things and practiced all kinds of important art skills, from careful cutting and smart glue control to working smarter, not harder. And most importantly, we took simple shapes and transformed them into something colorful, creative, and full of personality. And isn't that what art is all about? Well, if you enjoyed spending this time with me, you know what I'm going to say. Draw your next card and let's continue your next artistic adventure together. Well, that's all I've got for now. I will see you next time. Bye.
Does your need to know more have you seeing spots? Head over to patreon.com/BuzuCards to download and print the character sheet for Ladybug Bitsy. Link in the description below.